Hello, my name is Ilona, and in this video about shadow work, I want to talk about negative people and how to deal with them. I think this is a very interesting subject. And well, first of all, the energy is, of course, increasing around us. We are being prepared to change the DNA, so we'll be able to truly become the conscience manifestors that we are supposed to be. I think the more aware we are, the more the energy will be increased. I believe that we have a role to play in that. And because the energy is increasing, the frequency will become higher. Things that do not align with that anymore and that's still in our energy, in our shadow, will be put on the forefront. So I've lately suddenly became very angry with certain things. I had a short fuse. I could become very sad. All kinds of things from maybe even past lifetimes, this lifetime, future lifetimes, because ultimately there is no time, can come up. And it's very important that we take time, we acknowledge it, we feel through it, we don't push it away. That's the way to heal things. And it's sometimes very tough. Sometimes I'm like, oh, where is this coming from? Or something that I thought I already dealt with needs to be healed at a deeper level. Now, of course, this is what people, when they are aware of these things, but a lot of people are not aware of this. They are not aware that these things that they feel or suddenly come up, or the situation that they've created, that's actually like a mirror or a reflection of what is going on inside them. So they can get very negative. They can project things onto other people. They will find ways so they don't have to deal with it. We also have, and that's important to understand, the damage of the wasp sting. I'm not saying that everyone that got the wasp sting will be damaged in that way. I do believe there have been placebos. I also believe that the most important thing is if someone is still in contact with their intuition, if they still have their connection with God, then I believe that's the most important thing when concerning the wasp sting. But there are people, and I've noticed this from reactions and people sending me messages, that they've noticed people that have gotten the wasp sting, that they've gotten so negative. It's almost like they don't have anything positive in themselves anymore. They only see the negative side. They live completely in this bubble of fear and low vibrations. And unfortunately, I do believe that that's connected with the wasp sting, because ultimately the wasp sting was supposed to, how to change our DNA so we could become more transhuman, like a transhuman, so they'd be able to hack us and manipulate us. That's the plan, at least that was the plan from the dark energies. Of course, it's been, how to say that, the white hats made sure that things changed, but there's still people that have taken the wasp sting, and probably the negative one from the dark energies, and they have been not necessarily like disconnected, but it's very difficult for them to connect to their intuition, to connect to God. That was the intention of the dark energies, to disconnect them so they could use the energies and manipulate them way easier, because if there's no connection, they can pretty much do whatever they want with them. So unfortunately, we also have those people that will just be even more negative. It's like they only see the fearful side. They have very difficulty seeing anything positive. They will not feel right, and they can take it out on themselves with depressions or addictions, or they can take it out in their environment, people around them, unfortunately. So we have that. So, okay, if this happens to you, if you have very negative people around you, what is the first thing you can do? Well, first, take a look what happens with you. Is something coming up? Is there still some frustration? Or do you feel responsible for how someone else feels? Is there still something in your energy that can be released, that needs to be, I said, that you need to feel through? Of course, if you feel guilty about something, or if you feel like you're supposed to take care of that person, but that person just has their own agenda, so to speak, then it's time to really look at these things. Maybe look at the guilt, maybe look at the pain or the sadness, or the, especially for a lot of women, although a lot of men can feel the same way as well, that they feel responsible for other people, especially family members or partners, or maybe even colleagues. It's very important that then you really look inside yourself, look into your shadow. What is it that I still feel responsible or feel connected to this person? If this person is very negative to me, if really this person is hurting my energy, I feel very low when I talk to this person, or this person is attacking me. It's possible verbal. Of course, if this person is really using all kinds of force, immediately leave. You have to protect yourself. But sometimes it's more on another level. So you talk to this person and then you leave and you're completely exhausted. You're like, well, what happened here? It's completely like I've lost all my energy. Most likely there is something that you feel responsible for, or there's some kind of connection. So this person, mostly unconscious, so most people are not even aware that they're doing this, but especially negative people can really just take all your energy. And it's very important that you see, where is your leak? So what is it that you open yourself up for? Why do you give away your energy to this person? And then it's important for you to ground yourself and protect yourself. And there are many methods for that. But the most important thing is that you see what is the connection, what is the trigger, so they can actually take that energy from you. And mostly it's feeling guilty or feeling or scared to stand up against someone, or, you know, confront that person that what they're doing isn't what feels right to you. Usually it's something fear connected, sadness, maybe if there is even a lot of anger, but you were not allowed to show it, especially in family connections. Look at those things and deal with it within yourself. So energetically, maybe you can visualize the person or the connection or the contact, and just say what you have to say. Really recognize the child. Usually these are very old patterns from our youth. Really connect with that, or write something down and then burn the letter. It really doesn't, usually it doesn't help to actually confront the person or actually say all these things, because usually the people are completely in their bubble. They will have no understanding for you. They will not recognize you. They will not have any sympathy or understanding. So usually it has no value for you to actually say it to them, except of course if you have to confront certain behaviors, because you have every right to say to someone that steps over your boundaries that you do not appreciate this and you don't want this. So that's important to, of course, mention. If there are things that you need to confront, you are allowed to actually talk about that behavior, but you don't have to explain everything to this person, because usually they are completely not aware. And if you're going to talk about other things, most likely they will become the victim, or maybe get angry with you. If you're trying to get understanding from them or something from them, it's not going to happen. So deal with that energetically, visualize this person, say what you have to say, feel the things that can come up, the pain, the fear, the anger. If you need help, look for help, find someone you can trust to talk about these things, feel through these things. So that's, to me, the most important part. Of course, always see if that resonates with you or not. But like I've said before, I've noticed that I knew exactly where everything was coming from, except the emotional part. That's something I'm still working on. So, and of course, you cannot, how do you say that? Try to control your emotions through your ratio, or just through mentally trying to push them away or control them. That's not how it works for me. Of course, see what works for you, but I've noticed that I really need to feel through these emotions. That's something we've never really were taught, unless of course you are raised in a family where it's very normal to talk about these things and that you're supported in these emotions and feelings. But most of us have not had that experience. So that's something we need to give ourselves now. So do it energetically, of course, in cases that certain behavior that really you don't have to tolerate at all. You have the right to say something about that behavior and then keep it clean. So don't go explain yourself or give them some ammo. That's what I would usually call, if you try to explain yourself. Other people that can be in a very negative state usually take that to get back at you, and it usually leads to nothing or nowhere, in at least my experience. So really deal with that. So that's the first thing. It's very important that you deal with what is going on. Why am I attracting this negative person or this negative behavior? And is there something I can do to protect myself? Maybe just step away from this person, or this, this is not the one you want to deal with if it's possible for you, and otherwise protect yourself. Make sure that you really solve things in your own energy so they won't be able to trigger you or hurt you anymore. And usually, or this person will disappear from your life, or the relationship will change in a way that will be fine for you to deal with. But most of the times it's better to just limit your contact with this person, because it's really, if it's draining you, you have to protect your energy. What's also very important, of course, ground yourself, take care of yourself, protect your energy. But it's also possible, and that's something we really need to face, that the more aware we are, the more powerful we are, people around us may not want to deal with that, because it can be very like a confrontation for them. The more powerful you become, the more aware of your power, and you take responsibility for your life, there will be people around you who do not want to take that responsibility and want to bring you down so they don't have to face their demons, their shadow. So it's also possible, if that happens, that you can really fully feel that it's not you. It has nothing to do with you. It's projecting their own fear of taking responsibility, their own fear of really stepping into their power, and they don't want to dim your light. They cannot handle your light. And then it's very important for you to understand that you are not responsible for how someone else feels, how someone else responds to you. You are not responsible for if they're feeling miserable because you are, shining your light. If they feel horrible because you're saying some things that are true, very from your heart. You speak from your heart. You say things how you see the truth or how you see things, and they cannot handle that, or they just want to push you aside. It's very important for you to understand, all right, that's how they want to deal with things. Stay with your own energy. Understand that the more you shine, the more people around you, it's for them an opportunity to step up as well. But there are people who can be terrified of that, terrified of the confrontation with themselves, with people around them. So they want everyone to stay in their own place, in the same spot as, usually in family patterns. They want everyone to start reacting how they used to react. And if you're not doing that anymore, like I've said, you're taking responsibility for your life. So you'll change, you'll respond differently. It's terrifying for them. Then it's up to you to really stay with yourself. Like I said before, you are not responsible. If you still feel this responsibility for others, especially with family, because patterns go deep, they run deep, then it's very important to take your time, deal with that in yourself and energetically, and then let it go, because that's not your responsibility. Your responsibility here is to be as powerful as possible, because it will help other people find their strength, their truth, really shine your light, because then we'll just lit up everything, and we will be raising this energy and really start to manifest this beautiful new world. We need people to shine, to be here. If other people cannot handle it, they start attacking you, maybe even verbally. Maybe even if you show yourself in vlogs or videos or blogs, they start attacking you. Shine your light. Leave these people. Let them be. See if it still hurts you maybe in some way or not. If it hurts you or it brings up some frustration, deal with that inside yourself. Handle it, feeling through these things, and just let it go. We are here to do this great awakening. We are here to shine. We are here to step into our powers, to connect with God and to really show ourselves. And it's up to everyone to take his or her responsibility to do the same thing. And if they don't want to, that is fine. That is their decision. But do not dim your light for anyone. We're not going to do that. We're going to shine. I want to leave it at this and hope to see you in another video. Bye.